There are 35 types of snowflakes, but only 3 of them look like stars. The rest are like little thorns, bullets, or clusters of nails. Whenever it snows, I like to imagine the clutter, the ground a sea of upturned needles. If dissociation is a snowfall, it is exactly like this. A blur so white you can't see the edge where the ground meets the sky until you zoom in and the white becomes a cold, sharp blade. The first time I learned to snow, I wanted to travel through time. My father opened his mouth to yell, and I stared so long and hard at the blur of the cutting board that the edges of my mind went slack, and it formed a warm cover I could hide in until the yelling stopped. It worked so well it became a ritual. Every time I was uncomfortable, I'd duck inside myself and wait. I thought I had created a shelter. I didn't know it was a storm. Now I am gridlocked by my own emptiness. A knife interlocking with a knife. I try to write, I try to remember, and I hit the wall. Sometimes I catch a flash of whatever it is that is frozen over. Me and my mother in the bathtub, her fingers finding me like a chunk of quartz. Me and my father in the bedroom with his hands on the backs of my thighs. Me and the boy frozen with his hand around my neck. Me and the boy frozen in the moment his fingers touch the gun. The choice is always fight, flight, or freeze. My parents said I was an easy kid. I didn't need anything. I could stare at a wall for a whole afternoon. The best part about dissociation is that it's easy to accommodate. People love the snow for its quiet. The worst part about dissociation is that it's easy to accommodate. I am the most functional disorder you've ever met. I vomited after meals for 3 years before anyone noticed. My parents didn't know I was depressed until a year after I wrote the note. Sometimes the fear is a secret even to myself. Now, when I cry, I don't know where it's coming from. I walk into a smoking motel, a dim-lit hallway, any room with my mother, and I disappear inside myself until the next morning. Into the loudest kind of quiet. The edges of the picture shimmer around a flash of memory, a video with no sound, the boy, the gun, the hand, the boy, the gun, the boy, the gun, my sister's hand, squeezing my shoulder, and me, floating above it all, like a snowflake, trapped in a moment, just before it hits the ground.